Hot Damn Cooking with Timmy. Please like and subscribe. Hi, welcome back to Hot Damn Cooking with Timmy. We're going to do an ode to New Orleans today. We're going to do a recipe called shrimp Picayune. I've had this recipe for about 28 years. It's my favorite shrimp recipe for sure. It's fantastic. Made up funny names for it along the way, and I've enjoyed the fun with it. And it's the best shrimp dish I've ever had. And a shout out to New Orleans. What a great city, great music, great food. Anybody that knows me knows I love music and food, cooking and all that. It was just such a great, great time. Anyway, let's get into the ingredients. So you're going to need a cup of olive oil. You're going to need a 3/4 cup of butter. You're going to need a half a cup of liquid brown sugar, and I'll show you how to liquefy that in a minute. You're going to need a half a cup of fresh squeezed lemon juice. It took me about 3 lemons, just so you know. It usually takes me 2, I don't know, maybe they were small lemons. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. You're going to need 3 bay leaves, a half a cup of dried vermouth plus 2 tablespoons. You're going to need a tablespoon of granulated garlic plus 1 teaspoon, thyme, a tablespoon and a teaspoon. Oregano, a tablespoon and a teaspoon. A tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of ground rosemary. Now, ground rosemary is very hard to find in Connecticut, so just use your port and pestle if you have to do that. That's kind of what I had to do. And then I got 3/4 of a teaspoon of poultry seasoning, and I've got 3/4 teaspoon of Tabasco sauce. That's it. So we're going to take a minute. You can gather your ingredients, and let me just go over a couple things. So when I was down in New Orleans, I saw so much talent, great music. So the first one I want to bring up, the Setup Kings. I met Tony and Mark. Mark's the singer, Tony's the guitar player, the drummer, the bass player. They were so tight. They made fabulous music. It's the Setup Kings. Look them up on YouTube. Go to their website. Try to get this CD. It's fabulous, and it's all original music. It's really, really great music. And then the next person I want to bring up is, remember I was in New Orleans, so, you know, party. So this is Galia Halia. So I want you to see her name. It's Ghalia. I don't know how to pronounce this, but this girl has got the strongest voice you ever want to hear. She plays the electric guitar, fabulous. She beats on a drum with her foot and has like bangles on her other foot, and she puts it all together. She's like a one-person band. So again, the Setup Kings and Halia, I'm guessing it's Halia, try to get their CDs. You will be so glad you did. It's original and it's new music, especially if you're in the Northeast. Okay, so now that we got all our ingredients ready, I'm going to liquefy the brown sugar. Okay, so you're going to put it in a pan, turn on the pan, not on high. You don't want to burn this. You do got to warm it up. And then I kind of cheat a little bit. Once I know the brown sugar is warm, I add about a teaspoon or a tablespoon of water, and it just solidifies it. But you want to try to melt the crystals, okay? So come on over and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to get a little water ready. Again, not a lot or anything like that. So I got my stove on. I got my brown sugar in there. Break it apart. Let it start getting warm. This takes a couple minutes. I'm going to try to do it the fastest version I can for you. Almost every show I mention I have electric stove. It's a little tough. All right. It's coming along. This recipe, it takes about 15 minutes to get all your ingredients ready. Maybe 20 minutes with liquefying the brown sugar and melting the butter and stuff like that. All right, I'm going to add my water now. All right, just kind of stir that around. Because even though you liquefy it, you still want to melt the sugars. All right, at this point, because it's liquefied, it can burn easy. So you just want to make sure you're watching it. Can you see right in there? All right. All right, it's starting to melt down. And again, we want it liquid. This is more like a syrup right now. But we want it just a little bit thinner, so we got to melt the sugar crystals just a little bit more. You definitely don't want to burn the sugars. It's Hot Damn Cooking with Timmy. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Recipes from all around the world. Today we're focusing on New Orleans, or Nawlins as they call it. All right, so it's been about 3 minutes. As you can see, it's definitely starting to thin out and stuff. Probably give it another 30 seconds or something. So, just so you know, when you're liquefying brown sugar, it's not a perfect science. So, I did put more than 3/4 of a cup, half a cup in there. I put like 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. You only need a half a cup. So, let's see where we're at. All right, we got a perfect half cup. We got a perfect half cup. All right, beautiful. Mix everything together. You don't have to do it in any certain order or anything like that. I'm going to add my butter, my Tabasco. Don't worry about the Tabasco too. It marries really well. My salt, my pepper, poultry seasonings, the ground rosemary. Here, take a look at what the bowl looks like. Comes together quite nicely. My cayenne pepper. Well, basically, you just add everything now. A cup of olive oil. Got my brown sugar in there. Oh, my vermouth. My Worcestershire. 3 bay leaves. Granulated garlic. Now we're gonna whisk that around. Give it a really good stirring. If it does start to stiffen up on you, like the butter and the brown sugar start getting hard, put it in the microwave for a minute. You know, maybe 30 seconds, you know. All right, so you're really going to stir this around. My brown sugar is starting to stiffen up a little bit. But I could just stir that out of there. All right, it's beautiful. You see like the red and the browns coming together and all the spices. I'm not kidding you. When you first try this, you're going to taste like 10 different ingredients just explode in your mouth. Hey, one more shout out. Daryl Alexander. He was one of the dancers at the Setup King show. Him and his group, his partner, it was some of the most beautiful, I think it's called ballroom dancing. But I would tell you, check out his YouTube page. A young man, they did so beautifully. Check out Daryl Alexander. Got the marinade all stirred up good. We're going to distribute the shrimp. If you just want to do it single file, let me tell you about the shrimp though. I always get the one with the shell still on it, and it's not deveined. I devein it myself, and I take off the shell myself. For some reason, it just tastes fresher. It's firmer. It's just a better shrimp to me. Definitely don't get pre-cooked shrimp, no matter what. Now this marinade that we're making, it's good for about 4 pounds of shrimp. I'm only using a pound. But the good thing about this recipe is I can put it in like a Tupperware or something and freeze it. The next time I'm having shrimp or chicken or something, I can put this marinade, I can just thaw it and put it on that again. I can reuse it. So, okay, so I've got my shrimp, and this is how easy this recipe is. All you're gonna do, about 3 tablespoons, Put it on there. You're going to cover every shrimp. Big, huge shout out to my granddaughter again. Of course, she's always my chief editor, cameraman. I'm worried she's getting older. She's not going to want to do this anymore. I have a lot of fun with this show. Nothing like good food, good music. All right. This is clearly a New Orleans recipe. Came out of a restaurant in New Orleans. You got to try it. It's great. Now, the cooking, you're only going to cook this under the broiler for about 5 minutes. So let me put this in the broiler. You're going to check it about 3 minutes. You know, because every broiler is different. But this should be good. I'll check it around 3 minutes. Okay. It's been 5 minutes. The shrimp is out. It looks beautiful. In a moment, we're going to have a tasting. Okay, ready for the tasting, my lovely wife, Mary.
Oh my God, I taste everything. It's fabulous.
All right, please like and subscribe to Hot Damn Cooking with Timmy. Try this recipe, you'll love it. Hot Damn Cooking with Timmy, please like and subscribe.